Have you ever wondered what happens when federal and state powers collide, specifically when a state feels a federal directive oversteps its bounds? It is a complex dance between different levels of government, and sometimes, a state might feel compelled to push back. Yes, states can absolutely challenge a federal requirement legally. This process usually involves filing a lawsuit in federal court, arguing that the federal government has exceeded its constitutional authority or violated state sovereignty in some way. The ability of states to challenge federal mandates stems directly from the foundational principles of American federalism and the 10th Amendment to the United States Constitution. This amendment reserves powers not delegated to the federal government, nor prohibited to the states respectively, or to the people. Key concepts like the Commerce Clause, the Spending Clause, and the Necessary and Proper Clause often come into play when defining the boundaries of federal power. States might argue that a federal requirement is an unfunded mandate, forcing them to spend state funds without federal financial assistance. They could also claim coercion, asserting that federal funds are being withheld unfairly to compel compliance with an unrelated federal program. Additionally, states might argue that a federal directive infringes upon their sovereign powers, particularly in areas traditionally managed by state governments, such as education or public safety. When a state decides to challenge a federal requirement, the process typically begins with a lawsuit filed in a federal district court. If either side is dissatisfied with the outcome, the case can be appealed to a federal circuit court of appeals, and ultimately, it may reach the Supreme Court of the United States. During these proceedings, both sides present their legal arguments, supported by constitutional interpretations and previous court precedents. A significant example of this legal interplay is the doctrine of commandeering, which prevents the federal government from forcing states to enact or enforce federal regulatory programs. This principle ensures states retain a degree of political accountability and prevents the federal government from offloading its responsibilities. This constitutional safeguard is crucial for maintaining the delicate balance of power inherent in our federal system. Understanding the constitutional framework that allows states to legally challenge federal requirements empowers you to appreciate the intricate dynamics of American governance. It highlights how checks and balances operate between different government levels, ensuring that while the federal government has broad powers, states also have recourse to protect their autonomy and the interests of their citizens within the rule of law.